Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Zakaria, the ghost. Every time you see the title, guys, mountain, rivers, and caves, I am about to share a story. But today is bit deep, it's bit deep, it's emotional. Just take your time, guys, and just listen to what I just want to say because it's gonna be, one of those 2 parts long videos. But I'm going to be sharing things that each and every mother out there and each and every parent out there, or anybody who doesn't have a child, should just hear, because I'm about to talk to you guys. My journey of being on rivers, mountains, and caves, it wasn't by choice. It was something which just kept on happening all the time when I'm sleeping. But before I go there, let me just tell you what made me today want to talk about this topic, or to upload the episode of Mountain, Rivers, and Caves. I was just at the gym. I just went to the gym here, Planet Fitness Wanderers, by around 7:30, pump weights. And I was just putting earphones, playing music. And there was these other 2 songs, when I was about to go to the shower around 9 o'clock, because the gym is closing by 9, around 20 to 9. And there was this song that just played, Psalm 23 People, and Josh Sherman. The song is called Victory. And after the song, I heard this other song by Hillsong Young and Free. It's called Gracious Tempest. This song has been playing on rotation from 9 o'clock, when I was just walking from the gym to where I'm staying. And I couldn't stop. Even if when I arrive at home, I just sat down on the couch and I played this song on repeat. And when I check the time right now, it's 20 past 1 early in the morning. And I am not going to sleep until I finish recording these 2 videos and editing them. And I will make sure that if not 5 o'clock early in the morning, it might be 6, or maybe it might be 3 early in the morning. But I must finish these videos and upload them online before I sleep. Because of this is important. My mother, my late mother, she passed away on Monday. But it's 2 years ago. And ever since, I never found peace. I always blamed myself for this day, because I remember when I spoke with her on Sunday and I told her that I will come and visit her in the hospital, although she was sick. But on Sunday night, I had a dream, and in this dream, I saw myself with her, and I saw myself being involved in a car accident. And I decided to postpone the trip, because I was supposed to go home on Monday to see my mother for the last time at the hospital. And on Monday, that's when I received a phone call around 10, 10 p.m. And I was told that my mother, she passed away. And ever since that day on Monday, I was always blaming myself. Although I met different prophets telling me that you saw what was going to happen, you were going to die on the car accident. And I always said, I should have, took the trip anyway. I should have just took that trip so I can find peace, I can find healing. Because, there are those Mondays where I sit down alone and I just look at the pictures of my mom, and I just miss her a lot. And after the passing, I never even wanted to go to any church. I never wanted to go to, you know, any mountain, river, or cave. I just sat down. I was like, you know what? I've been seeing all these dreams and everything, and I don't want to go. I want, you know, the angels, ancestors, or my forefathers, if they really like to take me to that place where I can be with mom, they rather just take me. But I was always praying that, when I get there, it's not going to be peaceful because of I'll go with a lot of anger, and it looks like they know what was going on because there was not there was never been a pressure for me to go to any river, mountain, or cave. And that's one of the reasons why I started the channel, and I just wanted to talk about things I was not even talking about, so that somewhere, somehow, they might be offended. But it looks like they kept their cool for the whole 2 years. And I even changed my name. I started to call myself Zachariah the Ghost because I believe that the part of me, died with mom. And what really hurt me is that, she waited. She waited for me. She knew that I never disappointed her. Every time when I speak with her on the phone and I tell her that, Mom, I'm coming to see you, she always know that I will go and see her. Although she was moving from Tembisa Hospital to other hospital at home, I was always visiting her all the time. And this one time I didn't make a trip and she passed away. It hurts me a lot, but it's life. And what really hit me hard is that all my life since I was 17, I've been going to all these rivers, caves, mountains, and she had so many sleepless nights. She was not sleeping. She was worried all the time about me because when she go to different churches, they're telling her that, your son, wherever he is, he's in the caves, he is next to snakes, he is in the river, but his grandmother is protecting him a lot, and nothing will happen to him. At least when she hear that, she kept on, calling me because I was always holding a phone wherever I was going. She kept on calling and checking if I'm okay, when I'm going to the caves. And I was like always saying, Mom, look, stop calling me, because if you call me, sometimes I'm with people here and this guy who's talking to my mom on the phone. It doesn't sound right. I'm like a mama's boy because now all these other people who are praying maybe next to me, they're not going to take me like a man that I am. I need to survive in the caves. And she respected that. She stopped calling, but the day she passed away, when I was at home, when we were going to bury her, I just had some other women who were friends to her. They were like telling me that, oh, your mama used to tell us that, you used to go all the time, for months. You will be staying under the bridge at the river, and she was always worried about you. I'm like, oh, she never stopped. Although she stopped calling me, but she was like talking to her friends, saying, this son of mine, because although she was blessed with other 5 children, but she was always worried with her firstborn. And we buried her 2 years ago. It hurts, like it was yesterday. And I'm humbled, when I just open a YouTube channel because it's been therapeutic, for me. And when I see like 1,000 people from all over the world, subscribing to my channel, it's like 1,000 different people that I don't even know, subscribing to the channel. And I'm like, you know what? There is still love, there is still love, and I'm not alone. So when I was playing these two songs, I remember they quoted the scripture, Psalm 116, and it says, I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy, because he turned his ear to hear me. I will call on him as long as I live. The cords of death entangled me. The anguish of the grave came upon me. I was overcome by trouble and sorrow. And that made me want to read Psalm 160. And it says, Thy word, thy word is truth from the beginning, and every one of thy righteous judgments forever. And God is something else. God is something else. All right, let me start, the story from the beginning. I was always sleeping at night, and there was this old man that I kept on seeing in my dreams. This old man, he was surfing at this river, Vaal River. That's the reason why you see me putting this boat here. I took this picture while I was staying under the bridge, because I stayed at Vaal for a very long time. There was a time whereby I stayed for more than 2 months or 3 months there under the bridge. I'm going to do some other videos. I will tell you how we used to survive under the bridge. I will show you a lot of stuff, guys. I just want to share before I sleep today, because this trip is one of the trip that started a lot of things. And sometimes our parents, they love us so much, and they die while we are still in this spiritual journey. It started when I was 17, or when I was 18. So I kept on seeing this old man all the time, and he was always looking at me when he's busy. I don't know, it's called surfing. You see, when you see people in the ocean there, they'll be, yeah, it's called surfing. And I decided to say, you know what, I need to know more about this place. And I found the other prophet one day, and he told me that no, the place that you see the old man surfing, it's Lekwa, it's Vaal. You need to go there. That means the old man want to see you. You need to go there. I kept on postponing. And one day I spoke with this other guy. He was a neighbor. He had a car. Because of, I know he was a member of the other church. I don't want to mention the name. And he told me that, no, I always go to Lekwa. If you want a lift, don't worry, pour petrol for me. The day I'm going, I will go with you. So I remember it was 2005, if not 2006. And he wanted me to give him 300 so that he can pour the petrol. But he told me that he will go with other two men that I know. They all stay at Tembisa, where we were staying. And that time I was just working, in the gardens, because I just finished my secondary school, because 2004 I was doing matric. So I will save as little as I can from garden piece jobs so that I can give this man money so that he will drive with me to that place. But one day when we were sitting there, he mentioned something. He told me that, you know what, the reason why I say I need 300, not 200, is because of Vaal is far. And even where we are going to park the car, we are still going to walk for a distance for about maybe 20 minutes walk, if not an hour, before we get to where the water is. I'm like, okay. He said, yeah. Then I went to church, and there was this other prophet who came and told me that these three men that are saying they will take you to Vaal, don't go with them, because of where they want to take you is not Vaal. We don't want to talk much about what they are going to do with you, but do not go with them. Just tell them that you postponed the trip to Vaal because of they are not taking you to Vaal. We want you to go to Vaal, and you are not going to be alone. Because the prophet told me that God told him that when I go to Vaal, I must go alone, and he will send angels that will protect me. So in my head, I was thinking about, okay, I'm going to see, white angels, wearing gowns, and they're shiny, they have wings and everything. That was my imagination, because I was like only 17 or 18. I remember I took a train because people directed me. I took a train from Tembisa and arrived to Jimiston, and I changed the train from Jimiston, and I got the train to Vaal, Vereeniging. And they told me that you sit there in the train until the last station. When you arrive to Vereeniging, don't jump to the right hand side of the train station, because that's where the shops are. You must jump to the left hand side and join the road where you will see it's a busy road, cars are there. Walk all the way until you find the bridge. That's where you will see water on your left hand side. That's Vaal. I said, okay, no problem. I took a trip, I went there. When I arrived there, it was quiet. And I didn't know where to go, because it's just, Vaal is big. And we hear a lot of stories about Legua. People have been saying, when you look at the water there on top, there is no movement, the water is steady, but underneath, the speed that the water is moving, if you jump in there, you will be gone. So, I go there with all this fear and everything. I remember I was told that I must go there, and I must go inside the river, and I must wash. Like, you see the river, it has a place where you can find sand and stuff. I was supposed to wash there, and I went there. I was so scared because we had so many stories about Vaal, that at Vaal so much is happening. People are dying all the time. Until this day, people are dying, and I'm going to share stories of the things which happened while I was there. So while I'm busy washing there, because I'm scared, I'm looking at the river and I'm looking backwards to see if there is somebody there, because I don't want anybody to come and grab me from my back. And when I turn around, while I'm busy naked, washing, I saw two guys. They were black people. I need you to hear me clearly, guys. I saw two guys standing behind me, but a distance, because where I went, it was like I went a little bit deep. Because you see here, the place is level. We were under the bridge. If I can show you the other picture some other day, you will see that the rocks are going like down. You can go, it's deep. So when you go further, where the ship is going, where the boat is going, you will see that, this side of the river is higher, and the water is down. So you need to go down before you reach to the water. So they were there on top of the hill. What I did was to look back to the river to see if there is nothing which is attacking me, because I have to be alert. I'm looking at the river and I'm like looking backwards to see if those guys are still there. They were talking, but the language they were talking, I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying. Look, I grew up in Tembisa. I hear a lot of languages. Even guys who come from Mozambique, when they speak Portuguese, I can hear that, okay, this is Portuguese, although I cannot hear the language. People who come from these other African countries or Zim, I can hear the accent, but that one, it was a different accent. I didn't know what they were saying. But what I noticed is that the other one was nodding, with his head. I understood that they agree on something. Although I don't know what they agree on, but they agree on something. And they were wearing, simple clothes, just like everyone. So I quickly went up to check, because after they were talking, I looked back to the water, and when I look back, I find out that those two guys are no longer there. And I decided to move as quick as I can, so to check which direction are they going to. And I find out those guys are no longer there. I don't see them. And if you know Vaal, yeah, you see like this image after the other side of the boat. It is plain. You see few trees, but on this side of the road, it is plain. There is no trees, A lot of trees whereby people can hide. Even if you run away, you stand there on top, you can see everything. It was just plain because they cut, trees because of now there is cars there. The one that, clearance between the river and the road so that people cannot drive straight to the river. So they can have that, distance. So those guys, I didn't see them anymore and I didn't know where they went. Okay, cool. I'm just young. I'm done, with my prayer. I decided to go home. And when I went to church, I found this other prophet who was so excited, and he told me that we told you that your trip will be successful, and we told you that you will see the angels. But even if you saw them, you could have just go down to your knees and say, "Thank you, Father. Thank you, God, for showing me the angels that protected me to that difficult journey." But you didn't. And for me, it was like, okay, I was seeing this old man all the time. And I went there hoping that I would see the old man. And I didn't see that old man again. And I don't know why I should go down to my knees and pray again and say, "God, thank you, you've shown me angels." Because me, I didn't see angels. I saw two men who were standing there, and I thought maybe those two guys, they were also there to fetch water, or they were just walking around. They were also looking for a place where they can go and wash, or get water. And they find out that maybe I was at the spot whereby they wanted to use, or maybe they normally go to the place where I went. That's what I thought in my head. So when they say angels, I was like, okay, I didn't even see angels. I saw two people, you know. And now that I'm like grown, it's been years, and I'm like thinking twice. I'm like, you know what? We were always told that angels are white, they have wings. And if my forefathers, if those who were behaving good on earth and they passed away and they made it to heaven, they are not going to change the color of their skin and they become white, or they just become, Asians at the same time. They will always be black. And if they said your angels, that means it will be people who looks like me, people who are black, people who have been here before, maybe people from my family, you know, generation that maybe died 100 years ago before I was born. Maybe it was that. But still, I really don't know. Maybe because of I'm black, the angels will visit me and they will be black. And maybe they showed up like an ordinary person so that I can see them and I cannot run away. Because imagine if it was something else, maybe I could have ran straight to the river. I was 17. I was just shaking. To be honest, is that all these trips, I just took them because I was just afraid. I didn't know why I was supposed to take the trip while other people who are 17, 18, they are in the taverns and they party. And me, I have to go to the mountain all the time and the river. It was horrible. It was painful. And even my mother was always, complaining, and they would say, but they should just let you to be free because now you are going to church. Why are they so hard on you? Because I didn't have the normal, teenage childhood just like other kids, because I was just a bit different to other children. But now, because I'm older, I learned to appreciate that. I just go there now with the camera, because you can see even the picture I took there. I started going to these places with the camera and taking pictures, knowing that one day I might want to use these pictures. It's been 2 years without going to the river. It's been 2 years without going to any mountain, and I just sit down and I'm like, let me share, what really happened. Because after the first trip, I was so happy and I was saying, okay, I did what they wanted me to do. I did what they asked me to do. That means they will leave me alone. I'll be free. And I was wrong. Because after that, it was a trip after trip. I was going to that place like every week. It was just bad. It was just bad, whereby I was always going to Vaal all the time. So that's why I have a lot of stories that I want to share. And you can feel free, guys, to join me on part two. I'll be maybe a little bit energetic because part one was just heavy for me. I was just talking about my mom. Now join me on part two, guys. Thank you.